and many doctors stood by and watched. After Dear House saw, immediately launched rescue operations for the patient. But House turned a deaf ear to this. Very easy. Then he pulled the patient back from the door of hell. Didn't expect the first thing the patient does after waking up, it is to turn one's own savior. House went caught. It turns out the man was once a smash hit musician. 2 years ago, diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, causing paralysis of the lower body. His condition has worsened recently. It directly caused him to suffer from pneumonia at a concert. Taken to hospital. In despair, the man signed a no-rescue agreement. But House doesn't think so. So when he was dying, rescued him, facing criminal charges in court. House seemed calm and composed. He even cleverly used his identity as a defendant. Request to confront the plaintiff in court. This means men have to continue treatment. But House still underestimated the desire to die of a man who has lost his brain. In order to be able to end treatment, the man even dropped his lawsuit against House. Abandoned litigation. This means that the man is no longer bound by the identity of the plaintiff. House no longer has the right to interfere. He made the decision. I can only watch helplessly as the man is taken off the ventilator. Then wait quietly for the end of another life. But unexpectedly, after weaning off the ventilator, the man's oxygen levels were actually maintained. Now even House's subordinates think that must be amyotrophic sclerosis. Because even though the man was removed from the ventilator, he did not die. But one of his arms is also paralyzed. This is consistent with symptoms of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. But House still believes that the paralysis of the arm has nothing to do with this disease. Then, he secretly performed an angiogram on the man again. Sure enough, a blood clot was found in the man's brain. Paralysis of arm caused by blood clots. The blood clot is removed with surgery. The man's arm quickly returned to normal. It's a pity. The real cause of his paralysis. He patted the man's leg. He indicated that he would definitely cure him. The man suddenly stopped House. You just touched my leg. What are you gonna charge me with assault again? No, I felt it. House immediately arranges for subordinates. Give a man an MI. But Shahi emphasized that he had done it before. House explained. Must do it again. Sure enough, the enema results showed. Arteriovenous distortion occurs in man's spine. Compress the spine. This resulted in paralysis of his lower body. But the strange thing is, why didn't he find him in the previous inspection? Suddenly House thought of something. If there was previous arteriovenous separation hidden under the swollen area, nuclear magnetic resonance cannot detect its existence. And the doctors. I first used steroids on men. Steroids also clear the swelling. Arteriovenous separations are exposed. So now we just need to remove the arteriovenous separations. He can walk again. Man quickly returned to normal after surgery. More and more confusing. At a loss. Suddenly House thought of something. Will the boys' clothes be new too? The doctors immediately came to the utility room. Found 2 people. Clothes were sampled and tested. Finally confirmed. On the clothes, they all contain a chemical called sumethrin. It turned out they both bought clothes from the same truck. And when the truck owner is not busy, I can drive to the wheat fields to do temporary work. So the clothes were contaminated with pesticides. I didn't expect that it would take a lot of hard work. Finally know what kind of toxin it is. The boy's mother disagreed with the treatment. A series of errors in judgment. She calls. Notified CDC of son's symptoms. And stated that before receiving a reply from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, won't receive any more treatment. But the boy's condition has become urgent. In desperation, House asked Sheshwai to pretend to be from the CDC. Called my mother back. Only then did the mother agree to take the medicine. Even after using the medicine, their health has not improved yet. This scene also made House a little frustrated. But at this moment, House